1,194 people have given this bike a 4.5 star rating. That's just something that you don't see for a bike that costs 1,200 bucks. So what's going on? What does this bike have that so many other bikes don't have that cost the same price? Is it a faster speed, a more poppy acceleration, better hill climbing ability, a better range? That's what we're gonna find out. And after we find out, I'm gonna give you guys my personal rating on this bike. After reviewing many bikes in this price range over the last 5 years, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what is good and what is not good for $1,200. Okay, so this bike is from Jasion called the Hunter Pro, and it's actually the updated version of the X Hunter. After receiving a bunch of feedback from their 120,000 riders, they decided to make some upgrades. This one was just released about a week and a half ago. This bike now has 33% more power, a 15% longer range, hydraulic brakes, 90 Newton meters of torque, a larger and softer saddle, an app that lets you customize the bike, there's turn signals, and a brighter LCD screen. So they just made a few changes, but I think those changes are only gonna raise the rating of this bike because all of those are good. Who doesn't want a faster bike and more range and a brighter LCD screen? I know I do. Okay, so is the higher rating because of speed? Does this bike just blow all the other bikes out of the water when it comes to cruising down the road? On their website, they say this can hit over 30 miles per hour. 30 miles per hour plus for a $1,200 bike. Haven't seen that, but maybe that's possible with this bike because this has got a 1,000-watt motor, which is 250 watts more than most bikes in the same class. So let's see if I can hit over 30. Just using the throttle, that's 27 miles per hour. And then when I start to pedal, oh, you get a little bit faster, that's 28. I was really hoping to hit 30 miles per hour. That would have been a record. So to try to hit that record, I increased my cadence. I'm pedaling as fast as I can and I can't feel any resistance. You got a lot of ghost pedaling going on. And even when I pedal faster, couldn't hit above 20 miles per hour. Now this does have an SIS Index 7-speed shifter, and I wish it had a few more gears because I just don't like ghost pedaling. So speed may have been the reason why this has high reviews. 20 miles per hour for $1,200 is a pretty good speed for that price. Or is it acceleration? Check out this acceleration with the throttle. Here we go. Oh, engages right away. I like that. It's actually pretty good. It really does have a fast start for what you're paying for. It didn't take long to hit 27 miles per hour. But I want to move on to motor reaction time because that's how long it takes for the motor to deliver power as you begin to pedal. Got on pedal assist level 5 on the first gear, and how long is it going to take for that power to hit? Let's find out. Here we go. There it is. Oh, 3/4 revolution before the power comes on. A little more delayed than I was thinking. Now I'm going to increase my gears to the 7th gear. And I'll have to pause because the chain just derailed. The crap is that? Now, where was I? Ah, yes, pedal assist sensitivity. Yeah, going 20 miles an hour on the 7th gear. If I stop pedaling, it cuts off right away. If I begin to pedal about 1.5 revolutions before the power comes back on. Usually for this price range, I get anywhere from a 1/2 revolution to 4 revolutions. A big separator between affordable and not affordable e-bikes is how long that power takes to hit. With this, I'm pretty happy with the power delivery. 3/4 of a revolution isn't that bad. Now, another big separator between high-end and low-end e-bikes is how loud that motor is. Actually climbing right now, going 21 miles an hour, and I'm hearing more noise from the tires than I am the motor. There's really not a lot of noise coming from the bike. So let's talk about the last thing as far as power, and that is hill climbing ability. This is a 17-18% grade, about a half block long. I'm just gonna use the throttle, and here we go. A slow start to the top, to the climb to the top. Going 7 miles an hour, 8. We're in the middle of the hill. Oh, still climbing, 9. Steepest part through here, holding at 9, and over the top. This is my celebratory dance. I hope somebody saw that. All right, so the bike has got some good power. You got a pretty fast speed, a pretty poppy acceleration, and it can climb a steep hill. And all those things are good things to have on an e-bike, but I think the thing that separates this from the crowd is due to the range. And the first thing about range is that you can take the battery out. Minute and a half. There's a battery. I wouldn't suggest doing it that way. I actually unlocked the battery before I folded it in half, so I suggest leaving the battery locked in, breaking it in half, and then unlocking the battery. Anyways, you got a handle to carry it, and the size of the battery is 48 volt, 15 amp hour. And after a 7 to 8 hour recharge, they say it can take you up to 80 miles. Now to get that long of a range, you would have to go pretty slow and stay on flat terrain. Okay, so let's move on to brakes. And the big upgrade with the Pro is switching from mechanical brakes to hydraulic brakes.
Light braking is quiet and smooth, nice. And then it's 25 miles an hour.
From that speed, it took me about 15 feet to stop. Pretty happy with the brakes, smooth, quiet, and you got a lot of stopping power. It's time to talk about the ride and feel. And with this bike, you got a front fork suspension that sounds like this.
That actually may be the fender hitting something. But anyways, it's definitely some more affordable suspension.
Now you can lock that out, but when fully opened, it has 180 millimeters of travel. And then in the back, you have horse link rear suspension. Got this funky triangle design, which I think looks pretty cool. There's also a very large and soft saddle, and then some standard 20x4-inch all-terrain tires. When you combine all of that, it gives you a better ride than what you would expect.
I can see why this has such high reviews. It's actually a really solid feeling bike. And then you got the posture, which is pretty dang good.
I've always liked BMX-style handlebars on the e-bikes. I just think they look cool. The BMX, it raises up the grips, so you don't have to lean over to grab them, which gives you a nice upright posture.
I'm a 5'11" guy. I've got the seat raised up to my level, and I'm sitting straight up. I like that. It's pretty dang comfortable.
The Hunter Pro, as you probably would have guessed, is foldable, which takes just a couple minutes to fold up. And once folded, it can fit in the back of a mid-sized car. Just a rat's nest. The frame does have quite a few welding scars, but can carry a rider up to 400 pounds. There's a rack in the rear with a 50-pound capacity and the option to add a rack in the front. There's plastic fenders, a headlight, a tail light that does flare up when you hit the brake levers, and it's got turn signals. The grips are pretty standard, and the control pad is too. There's a plus and minus, an M button to see different stats, turn signals, and a horn. I like the color LCD screen, just thought it looked nice. The wiring in front is wrapped and tidy, and it has an app. In the app, you can change the pedal assist level from 3 to 5 levels. You can turn the bike on and off, turn the headlights on and off. You can have others linked to the bike. You can adjust the speed, and then customize the power of the throttle for each of the pedal assist levels. When you turn that option off, then the throttle just gives you 100%. It doesn't depend on the pedal assist level. And then the last thing is that you can change the brightness of the screen. The Hunter Pro comes in 3 colors, has a 1-year warranty, a 14-day free trial, and free shipping. All right, so now that everything is covered, it's time to talk about what rating I would give it. So when comparing this to the other bikes that I reviewed with the same price, it's on the higher side for the speed. The acceleration is average. I've seen bikes that have a lot poppier of a start and other bikes that don't. The hill climbing is one thing that really stood out. This thing just tore up that hill. I was very impressed with the power it has for hill climbing. And then the range of 80 miles, you just don't see that with a $1,200 bike. Drum roll, please. My rating is a 4.5. I think it's a great bike for the price. There's very few bikes for $1,200 that I reviewed that can perform like this. So if you want to check it out, I got the link in the description. And as always, I appreciate you guys hopping on here and checking out my content. And that's it. So have a good day.